Alrighty then, it is Chase Melbourne here from Task Civil and Earthworks, and we are about part 3 or 4 in this dam build. So what we're doing is just removing the last bit of this mud. Now, basically, as I said on a previous video, we've had the customer come through and he actually dug this out himself with an 8-ton digger, which I believe is outstanding effort for the amount of material he's moved with an 8-ton digger. It is quite an effort because they don't move very much per bucketful, and well, this is about 3 times the size of his digger, and it's still taken me majority of the day to move it all. So I'd imagine with a little 8-tonner, it would have taken him easy a week. But anyway, basically we got to get this done before it is dark, as this digger only has the factory lights fitted to it, and anyone who has ever driven any machine with pre-2018 and has the factory lights fitted knows how terrible they are. They are literally glowworms in jars, and that's about as good as they get. So once I've got all this in, and I've been putting it in about 200-300 mil layer, or maybe even 400 in spots mil layers, I will bring back over the better material and bury this. I have to have this done because we have forecasted rain of around about an inch of rain overnight, or 25 mil, depending on where you are from. So we have to make sure that this is watertight for the night, so it will not just be a big soup ball in the morning. So essentially, once I've got this all in here, I'll flatten it out with a dozer and then drag that material there back across, which I'll be able to just do with a 6-way blade anyway. And then come tomorrow, we'll be able to start putting the core trench through. And once we put the core trench through, that will determine the material we have got, and we can actually start building this dam to the way the customer specifies. Now, with this dam here, we actually have some cameras set up around the place here. So the customer's been kind enough to help me out with a bit of time lapse. He does a fair bit of video on himself, so he said he'd be more than happy to do a time lapse, and it's sort of something for him because he's building this property into something quite spectacular, something you don't see every day. And yeah, so that will be coming out in the future. So basically, I don't think out there where my pump is too bad a material. It's a little bit puggy, but it should actually be a lot of the clay, or what we're calling clay here, out there. This material out in these hills is not the best. I will definitely say that. It's not your prime dam building material. It can be done. If it is done correctly, it is more than good enough to hold water. However, it is definitely not something, if you are starting in the dam building world, I would definitely not recommend starting with building a dam with this material, as it is very, very unforgiving. One mistake and it will leak forever, and you'll have to come back and fix it, because it depends what sort of person you are, I believe. I reckon if you do something and the customer asks for a dam and it's not a dam and it doesn't hold water, then rightfully you should come back and fix that dam, because technically all you have dug is an elaborate hole in the ground. So, as I said in the last videos, I'm just sort of trialing this sort of footage out to see what you guys think, to see if you guys like it. I believe that this could help out a lot of young fellas in their quest to maybe become an operator. So that's what made me think I'll set up this in the digger. And well, I've lost my grandfather as an operator, because he's got a pretty good gig there just down the road from his house, and I'm travelling all over the joint, and I can't blame him on that. So it is just me, myself, and I. So you guys better get used to more of these long form videos, as I will be doing as many as I possibly can. So what we're planning on doing with this dam is actually going to be a bit of a special thing. So this dam here will actually have different levels and stuff like that in it. It won't be just a hole in the ground. Essentially what it will be is so that they can have different habitats here, which I really like. It's something that I would love nothing more than to get into, because I do believe that dams in Australia are very underutilised to what they could be as a full potential. They can be an absolutely spectacular thing on your property, an absolute massive enhancement. It's just the knowledge isn't so common here. However, I find over in the States, United States of America, they seem to do a lot more with their dams. So basically, I'm trying to create that same product over this side of the world and create something that people can have as a bit of a legacy. Like a dam built correctly should last a lifetime, if not 2 lifetimes. If it is done correctly and the silt is managed, then realistically there is no reason why it should fail. That's just my opinion. If the main reason I find a dam will fail is just basically nothing stopping silt from entering the dam, and also cattle. Cattle are the worst thing for dams, I believe. They basically come through and put their hoof prints in the dam and erode the bank away. Slowly but surely, they erode it away, and that's why you'll drive along and you'll see dams that only have a real narrow gutted wall, or they'll hang out in the middle of the wall and they'll slowly erode the middle down, and then one good winter's day or a summer storm, it overflows over the wall, washes the middle of the wall out, and the dam essentially just fails. So, yes, in my opinion, cattle are a no-go on dam walls. Sheep, goats, don't matter. Their little hoofs don't really do much to a dam. They don't hurt them. But cattle, they just pug it up like nothing else. So I'd love to know you guys' opinion on what you think of that, and whether or not you think that is true or not. But that is what I have found. And also, cattle are very well. Actually, so I do actually have a bit of a solution to that, and it was something the old man told me for the cattle: is don't topsoil down the wall. Grass won't grow. Grass won't grow there, and if you have it so where they can walk in nice and shallow, so it's not too steep, then they can come in there and get an easy drink, and they're not going to hang out there and chew on the grass, because there is no grass there. So I find that does work out quite well, because cattle are going to hang out where the feed's good, and by a dam, you've got a good amount of feed. The other thing I find also with cattle, which is very common knowledge amongst farmers, is it's not very good, because cattle destroy the water. You should have a dam and then feed it out to troughs, in my opinion. And I know a lot of farmers have backed me up on that. If you basically have a dam and then you have a gravity feed on hilly country, so you set the dam, say, halfway up the property, and then you gravity feed everything downhill from there to troughs. And really, there is no reason why any cattle or any animals need to get to that dam, and that dam will stay good for many, many years to come. So that's just my 2 cents for you guys. So anyway, it is probably getting very dark on that camera, and the footage is probably not as good as it should be. So anyway, we're going to cut you off there, and you guys have a great afternoon, great day, great whatever. depending on what you're doing. And I will keep you guys updated on this dam project.